The go is security. So I think I did that back here. Let's see. Yeah, and if you just go to products, email security. We have the cloud email security solution. Again, it's the Ironport solution in the cloud. Or we have this email security appliance that actually goes on your site. So again, it could be a hybrid situation. You could use the cloud security and have your own web email here. You can have your email in the cloud as well. You can do several different things there. Oh, I've got a CEC snapshot, whatever that means. And let's get back here. Intrusion prevention systems, our intrusion prevention. And again, everything does this on the ASAs, which we'll go over in a second. But our IPSs. Our 4500s and our 4300s are our newest IPSs. And again, this is the IPS that goes up to 5 gigabits per second and actually uses the SIO for updates. I think it says it down here. Yeah. Reputation-driven mitigation, global correlation, yes, yes. So, matter of fact, let's go to the SIO and we'll look at that. Bookmarks. Yes, security intelligence operations. Oh, we've got a problem here. Oracle Java applet. That's hot. Financial institution websites targeted by distributed denial of service. These are the things that are updated consistently. And we'll update all the people. Let's just go to the ASAs. The ASAs, again, go from small to large. You got this little 5505, and the performance of these are amazing. When I first came to Cisco, we had the PIX firewall. The PIX 515 did 175 meg of throughput for firewall. It started out at about $3,000. That 5505 does 150 meg and starts out at $595 list price. It's just amazing the cost difference, what people used to spend versus not spending. So they actually have the different models here. Full screen. And again, for small to mid-sized businesses, these would be your platforms you would talk about. Now the X model, when you see the X's, that means it's the next generation. They had to revamp the hardware architecture for these to actually get better performance out of them for connections per second that were required today. And again, you'll notice that each one has IPsec VPNs and the capabilities to do.
It will also have the context awareness.
Yes, context aware, yeah. For larger companies, up to the 545X, you look at all the different things they can do. And then the big boys for enterprise and data center. 10 million firewall connections at any one time. Just amazing. So these are a huge. Now, where does Cisco play here? I mean, what's Cisco's market leadership here? Email security, where are we? Number one, yeah. The number one in email. Web security, probably 2. Firewall, 2. Yeah. So we're high ranking in all these things, absolutely. So we've got a great round set of products and everything across the boards.
I got a question.
Yes?
I know that when we were discussing switching per se and some of the other products, you said that security was built into those products. So when do you need to have a firewall, and when is, say, your switch or your router going to have enough firewall capacity so you don't have to buy another?
Yeah. All right. So let's say here at the branch, the firewall here at the branch is probably fine, right? Your switches, the features in switches are a lot different than that. Switches are not going to be firewalls. Now, I can set a switch port to say, if you start sending out a broadcast, or you send out a lot of traffic that's going to some network portion that I don't want you to be able to, like you're doing a denial of service attack, it can say if 5% of your traffic ends up being broadcast traffic, which would be absolutely abnormal, I want you to throttle that port down, throw the broadcast away, and throttle that port down and tell me about it. Those are the security features we have there. We have something called DHCP snooping. The switches can actually watch you go out and get an IP address from a DHCP server and keep that in their mind. Your MAC address is actually this IP address. So if anybody else tries to get in the middle of the man in the middle attack, tries to spoof your IP address with another MAC address, it'll stop it. Those are the security features in our switches that we use there. They're not going to be a firewall per se, but those are the little things that we can set up in our network that'll absolutely make life almost impossible for people to do really stupid things. You can actually do dynamic ACLs. I could actually, this ASA, the management tool for this ASA could actually say, guess what? I'm seeing this MAC address that try to do this, this, and this go here. It could go all the way back to the switch port and say deny access for this guy to even go there. Don't even let it come out on my network, or don't let it send that traffic on the network, depending on how I want to do it. Very few things we can't do once we recognize them. Very few things we can't do on a switch, especially if it's a layer 3 switch in there. So that's but for a branch office, this firewall might be great for a branch. But what if I want to have a website or a lot more throughput than this guy can do? I'm going to have to go to a separate one. Yeah. So our ASAs are again, Cisco. I think Cisco took their eye off the ball for just a little bit with those, and they've been trying to make up time ever since. Let's see. There's our management. Our any Connect clients, our any Connect clients require an ASA. So that's one of the requirements. So if you want a customer who has always on VPN and everything, you require an ASA for that at your headquarters. The only other thing you could do is actually send it back to these guys here, back to here. You could actually point your AnyConnect back out into the cloud. So, and it's just software. It's software you load on your clients, whether it be a Mac, a PC, an iPhone, iPad, whatever you'd want to do. So, trying to see if I. Should be a. And here's the ICE. Here's kind of what ICE does. This little diagram here is kind of cool. Okay, so ICE does 802.1x. It actually will look at all the user endpoints, profile them, be able to look and see what they have. We could stop at the first switch. We could stop at any place along the network. But again, it does identity services, and it has all the directory, integration with directory, and all that. So In essence, the ICE provides limitations, time of day, what applications you want to go to, all these different things. That's not it. That's not it. There we go. That's not it. There we are. That's been several years ago. That was taken at Hilton Head, I think. Hilton Head Island. God, I was fat. Anyway, that's about it. That's about it. How does security relate to collaboration? How could you take a collaboration discussion to security or vice versa?
Well, you could talk about BYOD, right?
Mm-hmm.
You could talk about ICE and go into the discussion of, if you use BYOD, then you put Jabber on your phone and on your iPad and do WebEx on your iPad and you want to secure that information and wireless and
So if you had a discussion about that, let's say we were talking about BYOD and we got into the collaboration, and then you said, and by the way, these people, you probably want to not do it on the inside, but you'll want to be able to have that from outside. Well, you'd probably want to secure that as well. Could you differentiate us from collaboration and BYOD with the AnyConnect, our security solution? I think you could. You could talk about, guess what? We can have the same policy enforcement for your web and for your collaboration traffic on all those devices when they're out there. Be able to enforce those. And by the way, if you'd like to enforce them in the cloud, we can actually let you enforce them in the cloud. That's something that would be maybe a differentiator for us.